Manfred, a dramatic poem by Lord Byron, performed by Laura Hand. Act 1, Scene 1.
The lamp must be replenished, but even then it will not burn so long as I must watch. My slumbers, if I slumber, are not sleep, but a continuance of enduring thought, which then I can resist not. In my heart there is a vigil, and these eyes but close to look within, and yet I live and bear the aspect and the form of a breathing man. But grief should be the instructor of the wise, sorrow is knowledge. They who know the most must mourn the deepest o'er the fatal truth. The tree of knowledge is not that of life, philosophy, and science, and the springs of wonder, and the wisdom of the world. I have essayed, and in my mind there is power to make these subject to itself, but they avail not. I have done men good, and I have met with good even among men, but this availed not. I have had my foes, and none have baffled, many fallen before me, but this availed not. Good or evil, life, powers, passion, all I see in other beings have been to me as rain unto the sands, since that all nameless hour. I have no dread, and I feel the curse to have no natural fear, nor fluttering throb that beats with hopes or wishes or lurking love of something on earth.
Now to my task. Mysterious agency, ye spirits of the unbounded universe, whom I have sought in darkness and in light, ye who do compass earth about and dwell in subtler essence, ye to whom the tops of the mountains inaccessible are haunts, and earth's and ocean's caves familiar things, I call upon ye by the written charm which gives me power upon you. Rise, appear! They come not yet. Now by the voice of him who is the first among you, by this sign which makes you tremble, by the claims of him who is undying, rise, appear, appear, if it be so.
Spirits of earth and air, ye shall not thus elude me. By a power deeper than all yet urged, a tyrant spell which had its birthplace in a star condemned, the burning wreck of a demolished world, a wandering hell in the eternal space, by the strong curse which is upon my soul, the thought which is within me, around me, I do compel ye to my will. Appear. Mortal, to thy bidding bowed, from my mansion in the cloud, which the breath of twilight builds, and the summer's sunset gilds, with the azure and vermilion, which is mixed for my pavilion. Though thy quest may be forbidden, on a starbeam I have ridden, to thy adjuration bowed, mortal, be thy wish avowed.
Mont Blanc is the monarch of mountains. They crowned him long ago on a throne of rocks in a robe of clouds with a diadem of snow. Around his waist our forests brace the avalanche in his hand. But ere it fall, that thundering ball must pause for my command. The glacier's cold and restless mass moves onward day by day, but I am he who bids it pass or with its ice delay. I am the spirit of the place, could make the mountain bow, and quiver to his cavern base, and what with me wouldst thou? The blue depth of the waters, where the wave hath no strife, where the wind is a stranger and the sea snake hath life, where the mermaid is decking her green hair with shells, like the storm on the surface came the sound of thy spells. O'er my calm hall of coral the deep echo rolled, to the spirit of the ocean thy wishes unfold.
Where the slumbering earthquake lies pillowed on fire, and the lakes of bitumen rise boilingly higher, where the roots of the Andes strike deep in the earth, as their summits to heaven shoot soaringly forth, I have quitted my birthplace thy bidding to bide. Thy spell hath subdued me, thy will be my guide. I am the rider of the wind, the stirrer of the storm. The hurricane I left behind is yet with lightning warm. To speed to thee o'er shore and sea I swept upon the blast. The fleet I met sailed well, and yet 'twill sink ere night be past.
My dwelling is the shadow of the night. Why doth thy magic torture me with light?
The star which rules thy destiny was ruled ere earth began by me. It was a world as fresh and fair as ever revolved around sun in air. Its course was free and regular, space bosomed not a lovelier star. The hour arrived, and it became a wandering mass of shapeless flame, a pathless comet and a curse, the menace of the universe, still rolling on with innate force, without a sphere, without a course, a bright deformity on high, a monster in the upper sky, and thou, beneath its influence born, thou worm whom I obey and scorn, forced by power which is not thine, and lent thee but to make thee mine, for this brief moment to descend, where these weak spirits round thee bend, and parley with a thing like thee. What wouldst thou, child of clay, with me?
Earth, ocean, air, night, mountains, winds, thy star, are at thy beck and bidding, child of clay. Before thee at thy quest their spirits are. What wouldst thou with us, son of mortals, say? Forgetfulness. Of what? Of whom? And why? Of that which is within me. Read it there. Ye know it, and I cannot utter it.
We can but give thee that which we possess. Ask of us subject, sovereignty, the power o'er earth, the whole, or portion, or a sign, which shall control the elements, whereof we are the dominators, each and all. These shall be thine.
Oblivion, self-oblivion. Can ye not wring from out the hidden realms ye offer so profusely what I ask? It is not in our essence, in our skill, but thou mayst die. Will death bestow it on me? We are immortal, and do not forget. We are eternal, and to us the past is as the future present. Art thou answered?
Ye mock me, but the power which brought ye here hath made you mine. Slaves, scoff not at my will. The mind, the spirit, the Promethean spark, The lightning of my being is as bright, pervading, and far darting as your own, and shall not yield to yours, though cooped in clay. Answer, or I will teach ye what I am.
We answered as we answered. Our reply is even in thine own words. Why say ye so? If, as thou sayest, thine essence be as ours, we have replied in telling thee, the thing mortals call death hath naught to do with us. I then have called ye from your realms in vain. Ye cannot, or ye will not, aid me.
Say, what we possess we offer, it is thine. Bethink ere thou dismiss us, ask again. Kingdom and sway and strength and length of days.
Accursed! What have I to do with days? They are too long already. Hence! Be gone! Yet pause. Being here, our will would do thee service. Bethink thee, is there then no other gift which we can make not worthless in thine eyes?
No, none. Yet stay one moment ere we part. I would behold ye face to face. I hear your voices, sweet and melancholy sounds as music on the waters, and I see the steady aspect of clear large star, but nothing more. Approach me as ye are, or one or all in your accustomed forms.
We have no forms beyond the elements of which we are the mind and principle, but choose a form, in that we will appear. I have no choice. There's no form on earth hideous or beautiful to me. Let him who is most powerful of ye take such aspect as unto him may seem most fitting. Come. Behold.
Oh, God, if it be thus, and thou art not a madness and a mockery, I yet might be most happy. I will clasp thee, and we again will be. My heart is crushed.
When the moon is on the wave, and the glowworm in the grass, and the meteor on the grave, and the wisp on the morass, when the falling stars are shooting, and the answered owls are hooting, and the silent leaves are still in the shadow of the hill, shall my soul be upon thine with a power and with a sign. Though thy slumber may be deep, yet thy spirit shall not sleep. There are shades which shall not vanish, there are thoughts thou canst not banish. By a power to thee unknown, thou canst never be alone. Thou art wrapped as with a shroud, thou art gathered in a cloud, and forever shalt thou dwell in the spirit of this spell. Though thou seest me not pass by, thou shalt feel me with thine eye, as a thing that, though unseen, must be near thee and hath been. And when in that secret dread thou hast turned around thy head, thou shalt marvel I am not as thy shadow on the spot, and the power which thou dost feel shall be what thou must conceal. And a magic voice in verse hath baptized thee with a curse, and a spirit of the air hath begirt thee with a snare. In the wind there is a voice shall forbid thee to rejoice, and to thee shall night deny all the quiet of her sky, and the day shall have a sun which shall make thee wish it done. From thy false tears I did distil an essence which hath strength to kill. From thy own heart I then did wring the black blood in its blackest spring. From thine own smile I snatched the snake, for there it coiled as in a brake. From thy own lip I drew the charm which gave all these their chiefest harm. In proving every poison known, I found the strongest was thine own. By thy cold breast and serpent smile, by thy unfathomed gulfs of guile, by that most seeming virtuous eye, by thy shut soul's hypocrisy, by the perfection of thine art, which passed for the human thine own heart, by thy delight in others' pain, and by thy brotherhood of Cain, I call upon thee and compel thyself to be thy proper hell. And on thy head I pour the vial, which doth devote thee to this trial, nor to slumber, nor to die, shall be in thy destiny. Though thy death shall still seem near to thy wish but as of fear, lo, the spell now works around thee, and the clankless chain hath bound thee. O'er thy heart and brain together hath the word been passed, now wither. Scene: